Oh man, as it turns out, we've got some bad news. Hey everyone, welcome back to Shop Life. We finally have this Tahoe here, filled with spiders and all kinds of other insects because it's been sitting for about 2 years. But it's finally in the shop and we're just gonna strip the drivetrain out. We're gonna strip it as quickly as we can. That way we can send this car to the scrapyard. So the engine, transmission, as much of the drivetrain and any other components that we can take off, we're gonna try to be using all of that stuff on the C10. Which is the truck that we introduced on the last video. That's why we're using the 5.3 Vortec out of here, as well as the automatic, which I believe is a 4L60. Yes, we're gonna have to see, how all the components are once we pull them off. I mean, it is smashed pretty bad on the front side. Hopefully none of the drivetrain got damaged, but we'll figure it out as we go. And in order for me to strip this in a timely fashion, so my fiance is gonna be helping me take apart this Tahoe and get all the stuff stripped out really quickly. So it's been about 2 to 3 hours since we started removing everything, which is not too bad. I mean, if I was gonna just cut everything off, it would have taken almost the same amount of time, and we would have risked damaging some of the harnesses. We're trying to save as much of the wiring as we can, just in case if I want to use it on the C10, but we're not sure yet. We're just trying to not make it harder for ourselves in the future. And then we just gotta figure out how we're gonna pull it out. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that can be in the way. I would love to drop it from the bottom, but that's definitely not going to happen because the frame rails are in the way, and because the wreck actually got bent in a little bit. Same with the engine mounts, are kind of bent in, so we're gonna have to figure all that out. So we're just gonna take it one step at a time. Just keep us disassembling a few things, drain all these fluids out so we don't make a mess, and just keep going. Oh man, as it turns out, we've got some bad news. Turns out this engine that's in this Tahoe is a 4.8, not a 5.3 that I had initially thought. I did some more research on it. I'm not too familiar with Chevys as it is, more of a BMW person, but I did some research on it. I looked at the VIN number that's on this Tahoe, and the 8th digit is a V, which means that it has a 4.8, not the 5.3. They're very identical as those engines go. Even the cover and everything is very identical. The real way to actually tell is you take out the spark plug and you look at the piston. I believe the 5.3 has like a dish in it, and the 4.8 is just flat. So I haven't done that, but I mean, I looked at the VIN and pretty much confirmed that's a 4.8, which kind of sucks. But hey, there's still options out there. We can do a turbo kit, or as I've done so right now, I've put everything up for sale, like a part out. Hopefully somebody buys it, and if they do, then we'll just be on the hunt for another, whatever we can find for a good deal. We're not in a rush for the engine yet. We still have a lot of other stuff that we gotta take care of on the C10 before we get to that point. But it's nice to have an engine like I had thought we already had. But hey, stuff happens. This is what you have to deal with whenever you're doing any kind of build. Nothing usually ever goes according to plan unless you're buying everything brand new. And even then, sometimes you might get the wrong part here and there and you get set back. So we're just gonna move on and just keep cutting this thing apart and just stripping it, and hopefully somebody comes and buys this engine. After countless hours fighting with this thing, we finally have it ready, at least I think we have it ready, to pull the engine and transmission out as one whole unit. So we've got everything, you know, all the wiring, all that stuff taken care of. Even have some seat belts and some chains hooked up for safety, and even a jack underneath. But my hoist actually will not fit right here because the frame is too far out, or the engine's too far in. So my hoist won't fit right there to lift it, and obviously I'm not strong enough to lift it, nor is my fiance. Neither one of us can do it. So let's see what we have outside, see if we can get some help from outside.
Can the wagon?
Obviously not.
Okay. What about the U-Haul?
If there was a crane in there, there's not. Now I got the perfect whip for this. This is our new whip right here. It is a Clark forklift. Actually, it's not mine, it's my neighbor's, but we're gonna borrow it and get this engine out.
Bam. Have you ever driven it?
I drove it from back there to out here.
Oh, no.
All right, let's see. That's up, that's down, that's tilting. Oh, that's going back. That's forward, yep, watch your feet. That's reverse. I'm good, let's do this. Alright, just put it over both of the forks, but make sure it's on this side of it. So that chain broke, and as soon as the chain broke, luckily we're still right over here, so nothing else happened. And I've got a jack and everything underneath. So safety wise is okay, but now we gotta figure out how we're gonna mount it back up pretty much. Dang, that sucks.
What?
Need to find another seatbelt or something. Found a thicker chain that's the same thickness as the top one, so this should do the trick.
Playing one of those crane machines.
It really is. Alright, so we're readjusting the whole positioning of the belt, or the actual thing that we're using to lift up the engine. Mainly because since the frame got bent so bad, the exhaust and everything is just getting stuck on the actual frame rails. So I'm trying to get it positioned enough that way we can lift it up and get enough angle to tilt the transmission further back and then pull it out. We'll see what happens. And everybody's gonna give me shit for using a seatbelt, but honestly the seatbelt's really, really strong and it should be able to lift the engine. We're not gonna be underneath it at all. We've got a jack and everything supporting it, and this is just so that we can get it out enough, and as soon as it comes out, it's going straight down there. We're also not too worried about the engine. If it does break, it's not too big of a deal since it is only a 4.8. But ideally, I don't want to break it.
Dang, you're still salty.
I know. I wish it was a 5.3. I mean, it's not a huge difference, but these engines are not that expensive. That's the problem. I thought I was getting a better deal. It's finally out. Man, that was such a pain in the butt. But as long as everything else is good, we should be good. right, it's finally out. Let's just tie it down to the dollies, that way it doesn't move around, doesn't topple over, and then we should be good. So that's it for this video. Hope you guys are enjoying the series so far. We're not really sure what we're gonna do with this engine and transmission. If we can sell it, we're gonna go for that route. But otherwise, we might build it up, we might do something. We're just not sure yet, but we gotta get rid of this Tahoe. There's a few other things that we're gonna take out before we take it to the scrapyard, but we're not sure if we're gonna film all that. Anyways, make sure you go check out our vlog channel at Shop Life Vlogs, and also go check out our Instagrams, and also visit the website for any merch or anything that you would like to see. And a special thank you to all the joint members of the channel. You guys are buying numerous treats for my boy Fluffy. But thank you guys for watching. Most of all, we really appreciate all the support that we're getting. It is a blessing. We will see you guys in our next video. Stay tuned. We're in the truck. You know what that means. Also, we're right there if you want to show them the sign. Yep. I'll be right back.